What's going on, guys? It's your boy JB, and if you don't know me, we go over tools, tips, and tricks to make money online. And today, we're going over how I was able to achieve paying off $50,000 worth of debt in 3 years. Now, the reason why this is important, and the reason why I'm going over this on this channel is because doing that enabled me to free up so much cash flow for me to invest in different businesses of making money online. So I think a lot of people, they don't look at debt as a bad thing, or they just look at it as one of those things where you just hold on to it because either their family did it or someone else told them to do that. But it's going to make you sleep better at night. It's going to be more profitable for you in the long term, for you to create generational wealth for you and your family. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So the book that changed my life, guys, is called Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. And I read this book again like 4 years ago, about 4 years ago. And what this book is about is that Tony Robbins essentially just traveled the world, and he just gained insights from the top investors in the world, like Warren Buffett and Ray Dalio. And they created this all-weather portfolio that the average Joe like me and you can use and allocate our investments with. So, and that's what I did, and it ended up just really taking off because of the economy. Of course, it tanked, and I kept buying more and more and more, and that allowed me to take that money and then pay off my debt. And I'm gonna break down exactly the exact investments that I did and how I did it, and the allocation that I used to help you guys out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me just state that as a disclaimer, and I'm not a tax consultant or an advisor as well. So just to show you the breakdown, well, I'll give you this link down below, the Tony Robbins book on Amazon. But this is the breakdown of the all-weather portfolio that I did for me. And so what you'll want to do, well, what I did was, you want to have, or I had 10% bonds, and this is the name of the fund that I paid into. Loomis, I don't know how to pronounce that, Celis, Core plus bonds, and then I did 40% large cap, the Northern Trust S&P 500 index. And with this being an index fund, it's extremely cheap. I think the exponential ratio, or the expense ratio, was extremely low. I think it was like 0.05%. Then Tony talked about small to mid, so I did a 27% allocation for Fidelity Extended Market Index. I think that was 0.03%. And then I did international at 23% with Northern Trust, ACWI, the Market Index Fund. So again, this is how I allocated my my portfolio. And again, you can do this with your 401k, you can do this with your Roth IRA or a traditional IRA. It doesn't really matter. I use it with a 401k, and that really helps if you use a 401k as opposed to any other investment, simply because of the match. So it's like a guaranteed return on your income by you getting matched by your company. So that extra money allowed me to pay off more debt, if that makes sense. So with the whole CARES Act, again, you're able to pay off, you're able to pull money out of your 401k without being penalized. But to be honest, guys, I was gonna pull that money out anyway, whether or not there was a CARES Act or not, just because with a credit card, my interest rate was at 18%, and of course my student loan was at 2.95%, so it was extremely low. It was a very efficient loan, the student loan was, but I just didn't want that monkey on my back anymore, so I went ahead and paid that off as well. Again, the total, it was $18,000 for my credit card, and then $32,000 for my student loan. So I just pulled out 40 or 50 and went ahead and just paid it off. But that's how I allocated it, my 401k, and also my Roth. But my Roth is just still churning out money for me right now. I'm not even touching that, but I increased my income by getting promoted, and also I just put in the 6% that I was getting matched, and then I broke it down by these four, because before it was really stagnant, and it was like the default whatever the company gave me, and it had extremely high fees on the expense ratio of the funds that were allocated at the default level. That's the reason why I say that if you can go back, or if you can go to Amazon.com and get this book and just kind of just learn yourself how to use money, or how money works. And I mean, you don't have to use this book. I mean, you can just go on YouTube for free and then just kind of gauge what stocks, what bonds to actually pick and choose from. But for me personally, again, I just read that book and I kind of just broke down what was offered for me or to me, and then I broke it down based off of that. So, because the reason for the 10% bonds is so you don't lose everything. But again, I mean, it'll still dip, but you won't lose completely everything, like if it's 100% in stocks. These have, of course, Google, Microsoft, Amazon within it, and then the Fidelity, I think, has a bit of this in it, a bit of the Amazons and the Googles of the world, but the index funds are extremely, again, the fees are extremely low with these two stock index funds. And then international, typically what will happen is, based on the book, is that when our market goes down, international goes up, and then vice versa. So if the economy were to tank, international goes up for us, and then the bonds, of course, they might dip just a little bit, but this is a high yielding bond too as well, this Loomis Sayles Core Plus bond. But yeah, so that's how I structured my account. Again, I was able to pay off in 3 years because, again, that guaranteed match. And I'm not going to say you should pull your money out of your 401k. I'm not saying that. But I think for most people, it's a good alternative to have. And plus, if you have 3 years to pay off that 10% penalty, then let's say that you pull out $70,000 out of your 401k to pay off all your debt, like your student loan, credit cards, your car, like everything. So the rate that it'll take you, so let's say, so that's $7,000 in penalty that you'll have to pay. But if you're able to pay that off in 3 years, then the rate of return that you'll be able to invest, because that cash flow is now freed up, it'll beat that penalty, if that makes sense. So if you owe $7,000, you're able to make that back by investing your freed up cash flow into these investments. Therefore, it'll kind of like cancel it out. So again, I would have done it anyway, whether there's a penalty or not. That's just my mentality of it, because the interest rate on a credit card is just ridiculous. And depending on how your student loan is built, it could be higher than that too, or it could be to where it's an accelerated loan, meaning that that's how mine was built, where every 6 to 8 months it increases by like $120 or a certain percentage of whatever your loan is. So for me, my interest rate was extremely low, but I still had to pay an accelerated amount, because after 6 to 8 months it always increased, yet the interest rate still stayed low. So it's efficient, but yet it's not, because it still increases almost to, I don't know, 30% every 6 to 8 months. So that's why I had to hurry up and pay that stuff off, because it was becoming a beatdown. And again, it allowed me to free up cash flow to invest in other businesses, aka again the Amazon FBA business that I showed you guys a few weeks ago. But yeah, that's the way I was able to do it, by investing using the money master your game strategies. And this is the way I broke it down, and it grew exponentially in 3 years by me doing it, by matching the 6%, pulling it out, and then paying it off. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, screenshot this, look at your investments, and yeah, take a look and see if you can break it down like you see on the screen. But if not, no worries. Again, I'm not a financial advisor or a tax consultant, so please take it with a grain of salt. So hope you liked the video, guys. Give your boy that thumbs up if you did. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell while you're at it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.